I literally just had the most jacked up time trying to go live. Like, I've never had that happen. You know? It's almost like one of those dreams. I actually have this reoccurring dream, and let me know if you've ever had a dream like this, where like you have like the biggest thing, you know, it's a presentation, or for me, it's always like a dance class I'm gonna teach, and the whole room is full. It's so many more people than I've ever had, ever. And then I can't like find the music, and then all of a sudden it's like 40 minutes past the hour. It's just a total anxiety dream, but like I literally just lived that. So, you know how they say like those anxiety dreams don't come true, but they do. Actually, I think it's quite funny. So I got inspired to talk about investing in your business. One, because I'm making another investment in my business, so it's at the top of my mind. And I do a coaching thread in my membership group, the High Vibe Zone. And today I did one, and one of the gals, Lizzie, hey Lizzie, if you're here, shout out, was asking specifically about kind of like, how do you know what to invest in? And so I said, hey, I'm going to do a live because I want to do a live today, and there's a good topic for me. So that's what we're talking about. That's why we're talking about it. And I'd love it if you would just put a number 1 in the comments if you have done some investing in your business, if you know what I'm talking about, and if you relate to this topic. So number 1 in the comments if you have done some investing in your business, and a number 2 in the comments if you're wondering what to invest in. Maybe you are thinking about hiring a coach. Maybe you're thinking about taking a program or something like that. I actually have notes. I could just let you guys read them. Please also say hello to me when you get here. Let me know that you can hear me and all that business, because like I said, I had a hell of a time making this happen. So if I pull it off, I'm gonna be seriously impressed. I think the energies right now are just completely crazy. Has everybody else been feeling this? I know people have been feeling super emotional. I have been like up and down, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, everything, I don't know. And then I'm super on fire, and it just feels like a lot of intense energy. So I just want to take a moment and honor that also. Okay, you guys, so welcome. Yay, Natasha, you're feeling it too. Hey, hey there. Thank you guys for being here. Who is, I don't know, I can't see. You guys, I tried to wear my glasses, which was a big part of the problem, and see what happens. Tell me if this is crazy. Riley says, hey, energy has been intense lately. Yes, my energy is off. Okay. Well, none of us are alone. This is a collective energy we are all feeling. Marina, hi love, paused Bachelor in Paradise to watch this. Be still, my beating heart. You must love me. That is amazing. So I'm trying to wear my glasses, but I can't because it's just, the glare is terrible, is it not? But if I wear my glasses, I can actually read your comments. The struggle is real today, you guys. So let's dive into this. Hi, Amy. Also, what do you think about my new earrings? That's an Amazon score. I'm very excited about them. All right. ADD. Where are my ADD people at? Let's get started. So I have invested a lot of money into my online business. I started with my first $2,700 investment a little more than 2 years ago, actually about 2.5 years ago, and it was probably one of the scariest things I've done, and I've done some ballsy stuff, okay? So when I first took that plunge and made a big investment, which I thought was very big at the time, into my business, but not just that, into myself. So put a number 3 in the comments if you know what I mean by that. We are investing in our business, and that's super awesome. But when you have a soul-led business and you are rocking your truth and using your intuition, you are investing in yourself. This isn't some big corporation where somebody is, you know, lending you money. You are your business. So we all relate to that, and there are a lot of upper limits and mindset work things that come up when you do that. And so for me, my first investment was the hardest one, just like your first baby, right? It's so difficult when you don't have that groundwork laid of like, how do I even think about this? I didn't even know how to think about it. And so like I said, that was 2.5 years ago. Since then, I have invested close to $100,000 into my online business. business. So just absorb that for a minute. Put a number 4 in the comments if that sounds like a lot of money to you. If you have invested less than that, and that's totally fine. But what I want to talk about is that, there is no right or wrong way to invest in your business, especially when we just determined this is your soul's work. You're living your purpose. You're using your intuition to make choices, and things need to feel good. And so I am not that business coach who is ever going to stand here and tell you, here's the formula. You need to take 10% of the earnings. Like, fuck all that noise. No, we need to be rational. We need to be strategic, but we also need to feel good about what we're doing. And so I'm going to share with you kind of some of the process that I use to make these choices. And they are not a hardcore truth for you, right? I'm not implying that they're a truth for you, but I just wanted to give you some behind the scenes insight since I was specifically asked this question. So one of the things that I think about when I'm going to invest is really what is the result I want in this area. And so I'll use my current investment. I am really, really excited to take my speaking career to the next level. Hey, Anne says, I so needed to hear this today. Perfect. That's great, Anne. Speaking is that juicy Andra, I just did your video for you, and I'm going to send you it in Google Drive in a minute. It's so good. So, speaking is like I feel it like it's gonna be birthed out of me. I feel it so intensely in all my areas. Like, it makes me juicy, okay, to speak. When I actually speak on stage, even just this right now, speaking with you, I love it so much. And so for me, I know that speaking on stage, hi Andra, is my big calling. At least my next big calling, right? And so we have to just think about, well, what is that worth to me? Like, if I was to take a value, and money is a value system, right? If I were to put a value on what is the kickstart of that kick-ass speaking career, which that's what I'm calling it, what is that value? And so there isn't really a right or wrong, like I said, but the particular program that I'm taking, which I'm super excited about, and I'm going to share details with you guys because I have a feeling that one of my friends is going to come with me. So I don't know who that is, but I do have a feeling about that. So I am taking Gail Larson's 4-day speaker immersion, and it is such an incredible program. It's $5,000. And when I hear that number, I'm not thinking, okay, well, what percentage of the total income I might be making, which you would call your return on investment, right? We're going to call it an ROI. It is important to think about what is my return of investment going to be, but I don't just equate the money I'm going to make as my return of investment. I think, how fulfilling is it going to be? What type of connections am I going to make? Is this person somebody who is going to be a mentor to me that is worth so much more than money? And so, yeah. Oh, Andra, maybe it's you, girl. I'll share the info with you guys because I'm like, oh, it feels so good. It's really, really good. So I actually wrote down, this is my notes, 5 ways that I actually kind of go through this. And so if somebody would do me the honor of just writing this out. So each thing, number 1, okay? So we're going to, somebody get it ready. Number 1, what is my larger vision? Okay. That is the first question I'm always going to ask myself when I'm like, okay, it's big ticket price, big ticket price to me is like 10K, 5K. It's like, I mean it. I mean it when I invest that much money. So what is my larger vision? And I believe that when we come from that place in our soul-led business, that is our truth. That is our map, our roadmap. Hi, Lizzie. This one's for you, girl. Thank you, Anne. Number 1, what is my larger vision? And then we're always going to use that as that foundation or that roadmap, just like we would look back on it. Am I going the right direction? Is this helping me? Is this propelling me forward into the direction that I really want to go? Okay. Number 2, you guys ready for number 2? Somebody write this out for me. What is my next step? Because there is a big difference between your larger vision, okay? My larger vision is speaking to thousands/millions of people on stage and really bringing my truth to those larger audiences. Is that my next step? No, that's not my next step. But it relates to my larger vision. And so it is that question of, okay, what is my next step? Because that's going to help you get really clear on, is this the right program? Is this the right person? Is this the right experience for me? Got that. And thank you. What is my next step? Exactly. Okay, let's go on to number 3. Do the results of this investment align with number 1 and 2? And this is where we really start to use that as evidence. Okay, I know my larger vision. My larger vision is to speak to thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people on stage. Well, what is my next step to getting there? I know for me, it's very, very important to feel really passionate and aligned with what I'm putting out there in the world. That's how the law of attraction works for me in my life. And so the reason I'm investing in Gail's program is because it fills that need. It fills that result. And so I kind of need 2 things. I need like all the stuff, like the speaker reel and the page and the one sheet. And I also need contacts. But more than that, I need the foundation, and what Gail calls it is your home zone, right? I need that deep feeling of like, this is seriously what I'm here to do and who I'm here to speak to. And so that's how you start to think, well, this particular investment, does it align with my larger vision and that next step? Is this the right next step for me? All right, so let's go number 4. So this is a really cool one, and this is one I think that does not get utilized enough, okay? So put a number 4 in the comments if you're ready. All right, so number 4 is, what visibility, authority, and relationship is this helping me create? So it's a funny thing. And it's not like you have to pay for relationships. But the truth is that when you hire a mentor that is kind of where you want to be, that has the connections that will help you get to that larger vision, that is worth an investment alone, right? And for people who are really busy in their career, they're rocking their career, and you want to be on their team, you have to pay to play. And that is just the truth. And so I don't feel like that's a great reason in an isolated way. So I don't want you, and I don't personally just say, okay, I'm going to hire every single person that's an influencer so they know who I am, and I don't care about the substance of the relationship. Like that isn't it either. But in conjunction with, right? Andra says, yes, that's a great question, spot on. Yay. So when we have that, what is my larger vision? What is my next step? And does this particular investment completely align with both of those things? And then does this person, does their influence, does their authority, and do their relationships help me? And so almost every single person that I've hired, I've said, oh, I just want this person to know who I am. I just want them on my team. And I literally felt that way when I spoke to Gail. I talked to her for about an hour on the phone. And it's not that I want to take advantage of her contacts or something. I just literally was like, I want her to know me and I want to know her. And I also want I want to be fresh on her mind. And am I going to be if she's just seeing me randomly on Facebook or has never heard of me? No. Is she going to know who I am and have a relationship with me if I go to her 4-day immersion? Fuck yeah, right? And so the power in that is incredible. And most people who have created a really, really strong online business and have strong relationships are going to tell you this. They're going to tell you to join somebody's program. And I can tell you for my clients, I refer them. I do shout outs for them. For example, in the High Vibe Zone, I'm created a referral system. And one of the things that I'm going to give away when people invite their friends in is this amazing skincare basket. Like it's a super off the chain. Vibrating skincare products. You're going to get a gift basket. Now, my client makes those. And so how awesome is that? It's always a win-win when she's investing in me. I'm going to believe in her and trust her to show up. I'm going to get her in front of more people and so on and so on. And so it's just so powerful. Anne says, wow, this Q makes a huge difference. It really does. And so it's worth it if somebody has a higher ticket price. Like say, for example, it's $10K to work with me one-on-one, but you're like, Jaya has these X number of contacts, and I also know she has this type of influence or whatever. it is worth it to pay for that. Like I said, if it's in alignment with everything else. You're never going to hear me saying that's an isolated rule. That would be superficial. That I am not, right? So in conjunction with the rest of these things. So let's go for number 5. Are you guys ready for number 5? This is my favorite one. And again, without the rest of these, it would be kind of ridiculous. So put a number 5 in the comments if you're ready. And I would love it if somebody would also write it down. Number 5 is the golden question. How do I feel? Is this a full body yes? And I am just a huge fan of this, because if you argue, and let's just get this really clear and straight right now. If you argue with your own full body yeses, you are shutting down your connection to spirit. You're shutting down your connection to your intuition, and you are saying, I don't care what's actually right for me and my soul. Okay. And that sounds super harsh, but it's true. It's just true, because those full body yeses, they don't come along all the time. Put a number 5 in the comments if you know what I mean when I say that. Like, how often are you just like, okay, I'm just rocking my life, and you see something, you talk to somebody, you hear something, and you see a potential for a new experience, and you're just like 100% yes. Maybe you get fears, maybe you get doubts, and you have some blocks or upper limits. Totally different. Those do not apply to a full body yes, because a full body yes is deeper. It is deeper than any of that other bullshit that comes up. And we can learn to talk ourselves through that, and also have relationships with other people who can help us talk through that, right? So when you ask yourself that question, is this a full body yes? How do I feel? And you've set that up on the foundation of these other 4 things. Yes, it meets the larger vision. Yes, it appears to be the next step. Yes, this particular program or choice or person relates specifically to number 1 and 2. And number 4, is this a great opportunity? Like, is this person going to bring to me more than just the results of the program via visibility, via relationships and connections? And if all of those things are on and popping and you feel a full body yes, it is a must to say yes. And so that comes into like, well, how much should I spend? But what if I don't have the money? And the truth is, I don't know. I don't know how much you should be spending in your business, but I do know that if you feel that way, if you can say yes to all 5 of those things, then to me, it's not really about the money, it's about the energy. And energy creates energy. So what if you want to boom your business, really show up in the world, of course it's going to take risk. Of course it's going to take connections. And I just think we have to get really serious about how we look at these things. So let me know in the comments if you love this, if you use this strategy, if you have ever had something that you've made a decision about and you're like, hell yes, and you look back and you think that was the game changer. And if I would have let my fear and my doubt overtake my choice of yes, you know how many things would not have aligned for you. Miranda says, I feel like it all 5 of those are there. You will find that money. That's right. It's so true. Very true, Miranda. So let me know if any questions, if you guys have any questions for me. I did think about letting somebody pop on. Lizzie says, this is incredibly helpful, Jaya. I think I really need to think on cue number 2. Yes. And sometimes, Lizzie, let me just speak to that. Question number 2 is this the next step for me? The truth is when you're creative, when you're a visionary, sometimes you can't see your own next step. Tap some hearts if you know what I mean when I say that. You need a mirror. You need someone to hold the space for you, because when you're creative and your energy is like bam, 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 and it's going all over the place, there has to be a container. And so if you're not somebody who holds a really strong container for yourself, which most people aren't, then at the very least, it would be good to just talk to someone about it, right? So like when I get on a call with somebody and we're deciding if we're a good fit for working together, this is what I'm looking for. I'm like, I know what people's next step is. That's one of my superpowers. If you tell me where you want to go, I know exactly what you need to do next. I'm not telling you we're going to get all the way there in 6 months and I can do everything for you, because that's not realistic. But I can tell you, here is a roadmap. And if that roadmap feels good to you along the way, you're going to get there. And so it does take that, bouncing that off of someone else. Don't try to just figure that all out on your own. Cindy says, sparkles, glitter, squirrels. Yes. Oh my God, that is adorable. Yeah, mirrors are so important. That container of space is so important. So let me know if anybody else has any questions. I was just going to say, you guys have probably seen, let me know actually if you have seen where I invite somebody to come on with me. It's the coolest thing, and I'm actually going to relaunch my podcast, Free Spirit Radio. And dun, 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 it's not going to be Free Spirit Radio anymore because I kind of wasn't feeling that much. I'm going to do Free Spirit Live, and I'm going to be hopping on once a week at a specific time, and I'll announce that and everything. It's going to be on my business page, and a large portion of the show is going to be hot seat coaching, because I just feel like it's so powerful. It's really fun for me. I love it, and it's a cool way for you, if you want hot seat coaching, you know, to get some visibility and get yourself out there. Maybe you aren't ready to do your own live show yet, but you can come on my live show. So I'll let you guys know more about that. I think I'm not going to do it today, but another time I will. I think this is probably getting a little bit long. So let me know if you guys have any more questions. I hope this was really valuable to you. These are big things. You know, I don't take it lightly, and at the same time, I don't take very much time to think about anything. I'll always know while I'm on the phone with somebody if it's right. If I'm saying I want to take time, it's just to dick around, you know? So I think taking very little time and knowing the answer, you know, the real work comes in when you ask yourself the questions, what are my larger vision? What is my next step? What do I truly want? Because when you know those things, it's going to be really easy to make the decisions, right? There's going to be way less like chatter and is this right? And it's just eye on the prize. We've got to have that larger vision and that target to go towards, because otherwise everything will be too scary. Everything will be too scary, you guys. It is scary every step of the way. I literally have things that I want to just run away from every single day, and I just continually step into that. You know, it's uncomfortable. It just is. I don't feel like I've been really like comfortable, like, hey, I'm just chilling, you know, since I started my online business. That doesn't mean I don't have ease and grace and flow, but comfort, I definitely don't have. And I think that's just the truth about expanding and about growing your reach and about being really truthful with yourself, because we aren't taught that. That's not the foundation of most people's upbringing. And so it is uncomfortable to step out of that. It just is. So I hope you guys loved this video. If you got some value out of it, please share it, because if you needed it, then you know that the people who are in your circle need it too. And I will see you on my next live video. Bye.